Let's raise the sails, go out to sea, and find the treasure buried deep. We know it doesn't need a key. It lives inside of you and me. Good news, better than gold, better than anything you've been told. Yo ho, God gave his son, this good news is for everyone. Yo ho, away we go, we'll tell everybody that we know. Yo ho, away we go with a yo ho ho. Let's raise the sails, go out to sea, and find the treasure buried deep. We know it doesn't need a key. It lives inside of you and me. Good news, better than gold, better than anything you've been told. Yo ho, God gave his son, this good news is for everyone. Good news, better than gold, better than anything you've been told. Yo ho, God gave his son, this good news is for everyone. Yo ho, away we go, we'll tell everybody that we know. Yo ho, away we go with a yo ho ho.
Hello there, crew mateys. Glad to have you back aboard. I was just inspecting this note that I got in a bottle from a girl named Caroline. It seems that she has a problem, so I was just trying to figure out where she be located and how we can be helping her. But I'm so glad that you've decided to come aboard our ship for our great adventure today. Well, hello, Pirates Peggy.
Hey, kids! Glad to have you aboard. Redbeard.
Yes.
Pirate Pete has something to tell you.
I haven't seen Pirate Pete, but why don't you go and find him for me? Okay, very good. Tell him to come my way. Okay. Alright, inspecting the note. Oh, sailor! Hey, don't sneak up on me like that.
Oh. Hey, kids.
Hi.
Captain,
Yes, sir.
have you looked behind you lately?
No, I have not. I've been inspecting this note from a person who needs our help, and I was trying to plot some coordinates for and figure out. Hold on, I'm talking. Who was trying to plot some coordinates for, and who we were trying to find the way, and I was also telling.
Well, then you should look behind you.
Well, great crab leg. That's be a big star.
Well, what are we going to do, Captain?
Well, wait, where is Pirate Peggy? Where's Pirate Peggy?
Aye, Captain.
Pirate Peggy, you look a bit pale in the face.
We get scared.
Well, why are you scared? You know, God is big enough that he can handle us and he can take care of us even when life is scary.
You know, Captain, that sounds like a really good main point. Maybe I should teach it to the kids before the storm hits.
Arrr, I think that'd be a great idea. So you and Pirate Pete, you teach the kids today's main point, and I'm going to go batten down the hatches and make sure that nothing goes away. Okay, you guys get on it.
We can do this. Alright, Pirate Pete. Let's teach our friends, our new crewmates, our main point. Alright. You okay? Alright, here we go. So, I can trust God when life is scary.
Okay,
Alright, you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So, I can trust God when life is scary. Alright. That thunder was really loud. So let's do our pirate voice a little bit bigger this time. Are you ready?
Big.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can trust God when life is scary. That was loud.
Like now.
You know what would help us? Let's go see a good duck races.
I love duck races.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go see the duck races.
Alright, kids, Redbeard here, and it's time for our duck races. Now, you might be asking yourself, what in the world are you doing racing ducks? Well, you see, since we stopped pillaging and plundering and overall general pirating, we've kind of gotten bored around here, and so we had to find a way to fill our time. And so, Pirate Pete, you'll meet him in a bit, he found some little rubber duckies in the brig, and so I thought to myself, well, why not race them and do duck races? So that's what we be doing. So here's what we need to do. I need you to pick which duck ye think will win. That's right, pick which duck ye think will win, and then sit back and cheer them on. And then each week we'll have a different duck winner. Are ye ready? Okay, let's get to the duck races. Let's go. Alright, boys and girls, so today we're going to learn about how we can trust God when life is scary. And you know there are going to be times in our life when life is scary, just like our storm that is approaching. But we're going to learn from our Bible story today that we can still trust God, just like our characters in our story, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego will learn.
Oh, I love this story. This is one of my favorite stories in the whole Bible.
Arrr, yes it is, Pirate Peggy.
Isn't it in Daniel? Or no, wait.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is correct. The same book of the Bible that we were in last week. So, are you ready? Sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the Bible story.
It's time for a Bible story. A long time ago in the land of Israel, there lived 3 young guys named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. What are those names? Did you say their names were Sad Rat, Mean Hat, and a Bendy Goat?
No, not even close. Their names were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they were some pretty solid dudes. They loved God with all their heart, and things were going pretty well for them. Until one day, all of that changed.
Wait, let me guess what happened. They were taken from their homeland by an invading army.
Well, actually, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Do you know the story already?
Whoa, really? Crazy. That was just a random guess. What are the odds of that, huh?
Well, you're right. Israel was invaded by the wicked King Nebuchadnezzar.
Whoa, that stinks. And double whoa, because the names in this story are crazy.
I know, right? King Nebuchadnezzar invaded their country and took a bunch of people captive, and then brought them back to his home country called Babylon.
Hold up. Okay. I know the names in this story are a little wonky, but you gotta be kidding me. He was from a place called Babyland? That sounds awesome. An entire country full of adorable babies? Actually, that doesn't sound awesome. I bet it smelled like a giant diaper. Ugh.
No, not Babyland. It was called Babylon, and I'm sure it smelled just fine.
Gotcha. So what happened when they got to Babylon?
Well, they were trying to adjust to where they live now. I mean, one day they're chilling at home in Israel, and the next day they're in a totally different country. They didn't know anybody there, they don't speak the language, and on top of all that, they were forced to work as slaves.
Yikes, that is pretty rough, man. I bet they were like so super scared. I mean, they're in a completely different country, they don't know anybody, they're completely on their own. Man, I would be totally freaked out.
Actually, they didn't freak out. They knew God was with them, so they kept on like they had before. Every day they would pray and worship God.
Hey, that's great to hear. Sounds like things could turn around, huh?
Well, things did change, but not really in the way that you might expect. One day, King Nebuchadnezzar decided to have a huge statue of himself built. He wanted to be 90 feet tall and made out of gold.
Seriously, a 90-foot golden statue of himself? Man, what a waste of a statue. I'd rather have a 90-foot gold statue of something awesome, like a really fat hamster. Oh, or like a unicorn playing guitar.
I agree. Those would be pretty sweet. But no, he wanted it to be of himself. And once the statue was built, he ordered people from all around to come and see it. He had musicians set up all around the statue and gave the order that when they started to play, everyone would bow down and worship him.
Okay, that's a little weird. So what does this have to do with our 3 amigos exactly?
Well, that's where things get interesting. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were some of the people that were ordered to come and see the statue. But, as you can imagine, they weren't very interested in worshiping King Nebuchadnezzar. They only worshiped God.
So what happened?
Just like the king ordered, the band kicked in and everybody bowed down to the statue except for 3 people. You want to guess who?
Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Swing and a miss. It was actually Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And as you can imagine, the king was not very happy with them disobeying his orders. But he liked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, so he gave them a second chance to change their minds and worship him. The band kicked in again, everybody else bowed down, but...
Let me guess, they didn't bow.
No sirree, Bob.
Yeesh, I bet he really did not like that.
No, he did not. King Nebuchadnezzar was furious that they had refused to worship him, but they held firm and told the king that they would only worship the one true God.
Oh boy, I bet they got punished pretty bad, huh? What'd they get, like 1,000,000 spankings?
No, much worse than that. The king's guards grabbed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and took them to a huge fiery furnace, a giant oven with flames blazing out all over it.
Good grief, that thing is no joke. It's gotta be like 1,000,000 degrees, or like a bazillion Celsius, or like 5 Kelvin.
Well, look at you, Mr. Science. And yes, it was very hot. The king decided to give them one more chance to bow down to him, and if they didn't, he was going to throw them into the fiery furnace.
Whoa, he was seriously gonna like kill him?
Straight up.
So what'd they do? I mean, did they just give in and bow down? I mean, listen, that would be totally understandable. I mean, look at that oven thing, man. They'd get roasted like marshmallows in there. That would be terrifying.
That's true. It was a pretty scary situation, but they trusted in God and they weren't afraid. They knew that God was more powerful than King Nebuchadnezzar, and if God was on their side, they didn't have to be afraid. So when the king said one last time to bow down, they refused.
Uh-oh, so did he throw him in the furnace?
Nope. Instead, the king ordered the furnace to be made 7 times hotter than it already was. and then throw them in.
What? How do you even do that? That's gotta be like as hot as the sun, or like an atomic bomb, or my new mixtape.
No. But it got so hot that when the guards opened the door, the heat was so strong that they were instantly killed.
Oh, look, the guards are dead. Now's your chance. Run for it, guys.
Well, there were other guards. Kind of an expendable resource back then.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
So another set of guards grabbed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, dragged them over to the furnace, and threw them inside. King Nebuchadnezzar and everybody else watched as they closed the door and waited. But what happened next? Nobody ever expected. There in the furnace, in those blazing hot flames, stood 4 men.
Wait, what? They didn't die? Like an instant, terrible death of burning and dying?
Nope. The guards and King Nebuchadnezzar could not believe their eyes. There were 4 figures standing in the flames, totally fine.
Hold up, wait a second. There were 4 people? I thought you said they threw in 3 people. You know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's only 3.
True, but there was a 4th person in the furnace with them. It was Jesus.
What?
Yep, Jesus was with them in the fiery furnace and protected them from the flames. King Nebuchadnezzar told them to come out, and they walked out completely unharmed. Their clothes didn't even smell like smoke.
That is incredible. So that's why they weren't afraid of the king, huh? They trusted in God so much and knew that he would be with them when the times got tough.
Exactly. That day, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego showed King Nebuchadnezzar and everyone in Babylon that God was with them, and no matter what came their way, they didn't have to fear.
That is totally stinking awesome.
You bet. The end.
Oh, they were so brave! But their names are so hard to say.
Arrr, yes they are. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is kind of a mouthful, but there's a kid show I watched when I was a kid.
Oh, Rack, Shack, and Benny.
Arrg, that's right. It helps me remember their names a little bit more. Even though TVs aren't really a thing right now in the age that we're in, it's okay.
But I just wish I could be so brave like they were.
Arrg, you're correct. But you see, Pirate Peggy, there is a reason that they were so brave when life got scary. You want to know what that is?
Yeah.
Arrg, here is what it is. You see, Peggy, you see, kids, the reason that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were so brave, even when life was so scary, even when they were faced with the fiery furnace, was because they had begun to trust God when little scary things happened in their life. They trusted God a long time ago. And so over time, what they discovered is when, like, the lights went off in their room, when their candles blew out, and it was completely dark, and they started to feel a little bit scared, and they trusted God to take care of them, and He did, and the lights came back on, and they were fine, and that little scary thing, they built up their faith a little bit, and then when something else happened, like somebody jumped out from behind them and scared them, or maybe they got separated from their parents, and they just trusted God that they would be okay, God take care of them. So you see, when we trust God with little things that are scary, over time, when big things happen that are scary, He will help us be brave. But, Pirate Peggy, if we had not trusted God when life is scary in the little things, when the big storms of life come up, we will not trust God for the big storms, and He will not help us to be brave then, because we will not trust Him then. Does that make sense?
It does. It does make sense. You know, God has protected us from a lot of the little things in the past.
Arrg, especially when we were not following Him.
That's right. And God's protected us. He did create everything.
Arrg, that's correct.
And so, you know He's going to protect us from this storm that's probably big to us, but little to Him.
Arrg, that's correct. You're catching on, Pirate Peggy. You see, there's no need to fear this storm, even though it's very big, because God will get us through it. He's gotten us through storms in the past, even when we were not following Him, so I know that He will get us through this storm, especially because we need to get to our next person who needs our help next week. So God will get us through this storm, even though it's very big. Miss Emily, I wonder if we can get Popper, Pepper, and Penelope to do us a little sea shanty to help calm our minds.
Yeah, I'll go find them.
Arr.
Wait. I think this is a great time for me to tell the memory verse for the kids.
Pirate Pete, I think that is a great idea. Why don't you help the kids remember the memory verse, and then I'll go see if I can help us make sure that everything is tied down and
Tied down?
Yeah. All right.
Bye, Captain. Alrighty, crew. If you want to be a pirate, you've got to know the verse. What's the verse you say? Well, I'll tell you. When I be's afraid, I put my trust in you. Got it? Well, let's see. Girls, let's try it. Girls first. Girls only. Okay, got it. Girls. When I be's afraid, I put my trust in you. Oh, good. You got it? Boys, you think you can do better? Huh? Let's try this. When I be's afraid, I put my trust in you. Got it. One more time. Girls, you'll do it yourself this time. Not with me. When I be's afraid, I put my trust in you. Good job. Boys, let's be as loud as we can. When I be's afraid, I put my trust in you. That was wonderful. Now remember, keep practicing, because we're going to come back to it. Let's do one all together. Everybody, girls and boys. When I be's afraid, I put my trust in you. Psalm 56:3. Perfect. I was Pirate Pete. I am Pirate Pete. Off with the show.
Arr, mateys, how you be out there? Well, we be just fine, thanks for asking. Meet Pepper, Poppy, and Penelope. And we're here to worship with you. And we are going to do some movements, and I hope you get up and move along. So, remember their yo-hos, or some worshiping, or just get up and move, anything.
And don't forget to have fun.
Arr!
Arr!
I will not be afraid, though trouble's out there, night and day. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, yeah, I know He's always here.
Men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. Arrr.
Alright, kids, I hope ye enjoyed your time here on the ship. That really is a big storm behind us, but I know that God will get us through. Ye better get below deck. I'm going to see if I can tie down any loose things. But remember, God is with us even when life is scary. My name's Redbeard, and I will talk to ye later. Make sure you come back next week, because we will be on land, and we will be helping another friend. Herg, goodbye!